Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me Owen Carney Jr. He's a defensive end out of Illinois. Nice to have you on, buddy.
Thanks for having me, man. How you doing?
Doing well. Owen, you were one of these guys that we actually invited down to the Hula Bowl, so really loved having you at the Hula Bowl. Thought you did very well. Before we get there, just kind of give us a brief background of you, if you don't mind. Tell me maybe where you're from and how you ultimately got there to Illinois.
Yeah, so I'll start. Born and raised in Miami, Florida. You know, the mecca of football. You know, it's a very competitive area down there in those Dade and Broward counties. So yeah, I made it out. I chose Illinois primarily because I wanted to enroll early, and Coach Smith and his staff at the time recruited me very hard. You know, they had an early enrolled spot, and I really was coming to make an impact. Was looking to make an impact as a freshman. Just that was my mindset as a senior in high school, and everything kind of like took its place, and destiny happened, and I haven't looked back since.
So yeah, I mean, like you said, Lovie Smith's staff really wanted you up there, and you ended up having a great career up there. Real quick, what do you think about Lovie Smith getting the new head coach's job?
I feel like that was great for him. I know like he just probably couldn't wait to get back to the NFL, and I know he's happy where he's at, and he's gonna make a big impact. Definitely as his first year with the Texans as a head coach.
Awesome. Well, we'll definitely see how that goes for sure. So let's go ahead and get back to you. Tell me a little bit about your background as an athlete. Like growing up, like did you play any other sports? Like there in Miami. I mean, or was it strictly football?
Growing up, I played football and basketball. You know, when it came to around middle school, though, I had kind of fell off of fell off of football for a minute. From sixth to eighth grade, I took a break on football, and I was all basketball. Whether that was a travel team or that was my middle school team, I did that for a bit, and then ninth grade came back around, and I always loved football, so I knew my heart was going to draw me back towards it. So the opportunity presented itself to go out for the varsity team, and start working with them at the end of my eighth grade summer, and everything kind of took off. I seen I had some natural ability and some natural talent, and I just kind of invested in myself and tried to hone in, and it got me to playing Big Ten D1 football. So
Cool. So, again, playing there, in Miami, like, did you play any other positions other than that being an edge rusher?
I mean, ironically, I was a DM my whole life. Every time I played,
Hmm.
always a trenches guy on the D line, and I can't complain. I guess it was meant to be. Whatever. I don't remember my little league coach name at the time, but he put me there, and I stuck with it.
Cool. So, again, found your way out there to Illinois. Really entrenched yourself as a pivotal member of that defensive line. So, what do you feel separates you as a prospect? I mean, I know that there's some scouts that are definitely are curious about you. I mean, I know you spoke to a lot of them at the Hula Bowl, but tell me what you feel separates you as a prospect overall.
Definitely. First and foremost, though, thank you for giving me an opportunity, and having those scouts, as many scouts as you did out there. And yeah, like you said, I did speak to a lot of them, and a lot of them would ask me what's my strength and everything like that. And what I feel like separates me is just my versatility. You know, when you go look at my tape throughout my 4 or 5 years, you're gonna see me playing DN, you're gonna see me playing 4I, you're gonna see me playing 5 tech, 6 tech, and outside linebacker this last year. So versatility definitely is number one on the list. A second thing is my length. Not that I have it, but I actually use it to my abilities, and I just have to thank God for that one. And third is just probably my IQ and my play recognition that I just learned to grow over the past couple of years, just from film and from practice.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I feel like you measure out pretty well. Like, unfortunately, I didn't put your wingspan down in my notes, but I mean, again, like you said, I mean, your length helps. Long arms, I mean, 33 and 5/8 inch is what I put in my notes. So, I don't know if you know your wing off the top of your head. Uh,
Off top, it was about 81, 81, 82.
Yeah, I mean that's a really good number for a really for a football player in general. So what we're looking at is we're looking at about 6'3" ish, 270 pounds. I mean I know you've fluctuated a little bit here and there depending on what's asked of you. So you were saying there that you kind of played the whole gambit there along the defensive line. From DN going all the way out as well as possible that they would take you. So, um, do you want to kind of elaborate a little bit about some of the schemes and positions that you've played once more?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so I personally truly believe your best ability, one, is your availability, and two, your best ability is your versatility. How can I use you in multiple ways without taking you off the field and bringing in another dude? So I think I did a great job of making that part of my game and my repertoire as a player. And I've just been blessed to have a lot of great coaches to teach me a couple things where I was interchangeable, where they could throw me here, throw me there, not take me off the field on third down, where they could use me as an asset, use me as a weapon to go against that fish or the Jesse of the week, and just so we could win our matchups. And that's what it was all about. Um, just trying to put me in the best position so I could flourish and I could be the best Owen Carney that I was meant to be.
So, again, kind of the obvious. I mean, you're playing at Illinois. I mean, you're playing really up against the best competition probably in college football there, all the time. I mean, Big Ten football, obviously no joke. You're playing up against the Ohio States. You're playing up against the Wisconsins. I mean, really battle testing guys like you, but still able to come out on top, still able to come out and be an all conference player. So we really like that about you. It's really one of the reasons why we brought you into the Hula Bowl. I mean, it wasn't just that you were a Miami kid. I mean, it was the fact that we knew that you were good enough to compete. So, and I was just gonna kind of ask you. I mean, who'd you grow up kind of idolizing in the NFL? Like, who are you a big fan of at your position?
At my position, I idolized Javon Kears, Jason Taylor. Just as a kid, those were like, the star DNs at the time. But growing up and just in high school, when I started watching more and more of it, then you got your Von Millers, you got your I said Kears already, Dwight Freeney, Chandler Jones, those guys that kind of been run that has been running it, especially Chandler Jones for the last decade. So those are some guys I looked up to. And then you got the guys that's new in the game like Bradley Chubb and Matt Judon. So
Cool. And we've kind of touched on it a little bit, but I mean, you're kind of this guy that you say. I mean, you're versatile enough to kind of be moved around a little bit. So I mean, depending on the scheme that whatever team is running in the NFL, I mean, they might move you around a little bit. Whether you're a D end in a 4-3 or an outside linebacker in a 3-4. How are you at dropping back into coverage? How comfortable are you at doing that?
I'm very comfortable. But that would probably, if we're I probably have to say that's probably like the part of my game that I need to develop the most. But I have no fear, no shyness about dropping back. Put me back there, and the more reps I get at, the better I'm gonna be. That just comes with experience over time. It's new to me, not fairly new. But over time, I'm just gonna get better and better. I feel like I'm a raw athlete, and I could definitely do that with if needed.
Yeah, maybe not asked to do it as much there because I mean, obviously we want you to wreak havoc in the backfield. I mean, that's what they were expecting you to do there at Illinois, and did a great job of it. There, just to kind of I guess tell people what kind of athlete you are. I mean, you were able to go out at your pro day. I felt like you did a pretty good job. So um, go ahead and kind of chit chat through some of the things that you were able to do there at your pro day.
Yeah, so pro day was a great day. my time preparation, 2 3 months went in, and I feel like I exhausted every opportunity. The highlight of my pro day probably would be my 40. The lowest I was clocked at was a 4.57. After everything was said and done, the official 40 was a 4.6. So I can't complain there. Had solid numbers all around. 4.4 on the 5.10.5. Broad jump was a 9.3. So I feel like I walked away as a winner. Killed position work, and I really just can't complain about the day. I'm just blessed that I came out healthy and I was able to showcase my talent.
Yeah, and one of the numbers there that I thought you did well at was the bench. I mean, 21 reps. You forgot to mention that one, so I had to throw
Yeah,
that one out there
a
as
little
well.
humble, a
So
little humble would slip my mind. I'm sorry.
no, no, that's all good, man. I mean, I felt like that's a solid number for a guy who plays at your position. I mean, obviously, I mean you're always wanting more. You always want to better yourself at all those numbers. I get it, but I mean, dude, you're a football player. You're not a track guy. So I think that what you were able to put together was great. So as you were preparing for all that, like, were you at like a training facility or with any particular coach that you want to give a shout out to?
Definitely, I got to give a shout out to two coaches and one building in particular. First of all, shout out to Sports Academy out in Frisco, Texas. And my two coaches, Les Spellman and CC Murray. Yes, she is a woman, and she did a hell of a job coaching me up. Her and Les both, just day in and day out, stand on me, staying persistent with me, keeping a positive bug in my ear. And when the lights came on, I showed up on March 11th, and I had a wonderful pro day. Great runs.
Awesome. Oh, and you've had really one heck of a journey. When we think about it, I mean, you have your time there at Illinois. You go out, you do a great job there at the Hula Bowl for us, and you did well at your pro day. When we look at the entirety of your career as a college football player, what is going to be that one thing that sticks out to you? Is there a play or a game or what's that going to be that lasting memory for you?
Probably lasting memory, probably all the times in the locker room. Say what you want to say about Illinois, but those are some dudes that I would love to go to war with, and I think I showed and proved that through my 4 to 5 years. And whether it was my freshman year, my sophomore year, my senior, or my super senior year, all the times in the locker room will definitely be missed. Just and on the field, the game that sticks out to me the most has to be that Penn State win, the one in college history, the longest game. And another game will probably be the Purdue game when I touched 3 sacks. I got 3 sacks in the game. So those two stick out the most. But what goes over that is just the camaraderie and the bonds that I formed over the 5 years.
I think I remember watching that one overtime game. Wasn't it like seven overtimes or something stupid like that? I mean,
It was nine,
it was
nine, the
nine.
longest one
Holy
in
mo!
history.
Yeah, that was just insane just to watch. But I mean, you guys were able to really shock a lot of people getting that.
Yeah,
It
we
was a
came
whole
out
lot
on
of
top.
fun watching that, man. I mean, hey, I'd be remiss if I didn't give you the opportunity to maybe give a shout out to some of your bros there. I mean, some of your fellow teammates. I mean, some of the guys that you went to war with on a regular basis. So, uh, who there, at Illinois has impressed you the most over the years?
Over the years, I gotta start with Daily Harding. Great middle linebacker. I've been blessed to play with 3 or 4 great middle linebackers. But yeah, Daily Harding, Delshawn Phillips, Jake Hansen, and in the secondary, Tony Adams, Stanley Green, Cam Watkins. And then on the D line, we can go Jamal Milan, Seth Coleman, Tymer Oliver, Jamal Woods, and a couple young guys that's still there right now. Pat Bryant. You got Brian Hightower, who's a receiver on the offense, and we bonded pretty well. And then another young guy is Tevion, Taz Nicholson, and Devin Witherspoon. Those guys are definitely some ballers, and I enjoy my time playing with them.
Cool. I mean, it's just going to be fun to watch, Illini football. I mean, see what kind of, you know, team we're going to get this upcoming season. I mean,
I'm gonna be
I
tuned
know
in for sure.
I know a lot of those guys. I mean, they're definitely grinders, working their butts off. I mean, y'all don't go head to head in nine overtimes for nothing. So I mean, I know you guys are really fighting to get your wins out there in the Big Ten. So really looking forward to that one. So hey, let's get a chance. I do want to meet you outside of this game a little bit. Tell me something about yourself that maybe not everybody knows. Something interesting, fun, unique. Any passions you have, anything that you want to share about yourself in general.
I'm really a really laid back guy. I'm a chill guy. I like to enjoy life and what comes with it. That's why I'm really looking forward to this next process, next stage of my life. But yeah, you can just catch me really. I got a couple shows that I watch. I put you on Power, Snowfall. Love those shows. I'm a big boxing fan. I'm a huge basketball fan. So after I get off this with you, I'm gonna go watch some playoff games and just relax on this Good Friday. And I just like chilling with my teammates and some of my childhood friends from high school and things like that. I'm into shopping. I like to put outfits together. If you ever see me out, you ever check out my social media feed, I'm very, very, very not flashy but fashionable, I would say. But
That's a
that's
fair thing to say about yourself. I mean, hey, like you got to be able to dress well. So I mean, I feel you.
yeah, I definitely do a good job putting it on. And I really want to say I want to in the future, just future me telling myself I want to get into some more arts. Just going and observing because every picture, every portrait tells a story. So I just want to get into that a little bit more too. And that actually comes from fashion as well. People they create their art and they put it on clothing. So that's where that comes from. But yeah, I definitely I'm becoming a fan of the arts and music as well.
Interesting. So it sounds like we get a very creative guy who likes to, I don't know, go to the beat of his own drum. I mean, you try and mix things up. Obviously, like you said, fashionable guy. Very, just into a whole lot of different things there. So I mean, I do think that that's kind of neat. Uh, as we wind down our time with this interview, I mean, a couple of quick things for you, man. Why do you love this game of football?
I love it. A lot of people say for the opportunities, but for me, it's just I really can't think of what else I'd be doing if it wasn't for football. If it wasn't for football, I would have never left the state of Florida. If it wasn't for football, I would have never gotten on a plane. So it does bring you a lot of opportunities, but the game, like when I get on that field, it's just everything doesn't matter. And I appreciate the game for that. Whoever created it, I'm sorry, I don't know who the inventor of football is, but whoever it is, I appreciate for creating that game and develop it to what it is now in 2022. But when I hit that field, when I hit that grass, that turf, all my problems go away and I get to, let some frustration out, but then I get to think. It's critical thinking, is team karate. It's no game like football. And I'm forever in depth to the game. And I just appreciate it so much.
Great. I mean, obviously, we all love this game, mostly for the same reasons, but I mean, nice of you to share. One last thing for you, man. I mean, I know that there's some scouts that are watching this. I want you to take one last moment to give them your pitch. Why should they take a chance on you, draft you, sign you, bring you in, and make you a part of their franchise? So go ahead and close this out with that.
All right, let's do it. So, whoever's watching NFL scouts all over the 32 teams, me, Owen Carney, I am a chess piece. You can move me, put me anywhere you want. Um, I can play whatever you need me to play. And I'm eager to come in and learn. I'm eager to soak up anything you put in front of me. And I feel like I immediately gonna make the locker room better and just add benefit to the roster.
Yeah, I mean, again, we really appreciated your time to come down and be a part of the Hula Bowl. I mean, we thought that you did a very excellent job for us, and we really appreciate you coming down and really displaying that talent of yours. And Owen, throughout this whole process, man, I know it's nerve wracking for some people, but I do wish you the best of luck in everything you got going on in your life right now. So, really. Really going to be glued into that TV, watching that draft and hopefully hearing your name called. And wish you best of luck in that regard. All right.
Thanks, Jimmy. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the opportunity.
Sure, no problem. Owen Carney, defensive end, Illinois. Definitely check him out.